Well, all right, and happy Monday to those of you who are listening to this live. This is another monologue episode of Healthy and Wealthy and Wise. And if you noticed, this is inside of my Facebook group. This is on YouTube live, and I had a bit of a glitch. So I got in, I got started, and then StreamYard kicked me out. So I'm really hoping, I know that they've been having some streaming issues with the StreamYard to Facebook variety. So I am here. I am live. That's the most important thing. So I was inspired by a couple of coaching conversations I had last week with clients who really reminded me of the importance of consistency. So right now we're going to talk about consistency for just the next 15 minutes at the most. I just wanted to bring it a consciousness to your awareness because it's come back into my life in so many ways, mentally, physically, financially, and of course in my health. Some of you guys know that last year I went through a lot. I gained what I call lovingly and jokingly the COVID 20, not the COVID 2020, thankfully, but the COVID 20. And so in the last couple of weeks, I've been, committed to using my Fitbit. I've been committed to drinking lots of water, getting in extra steps, moving my body. Also committed to self care at a different level. Committed to taking care of myself in a nutshell. Super excited, to say, and not that you could tell, but I've already down 10 pounds. Actually, it's probably more like 8. Um, so through that process, it just reminded me of the consistency of lead generation, getting prospects, having those conversations, finding a need and filling it, which is what sales is, right? And one of the things that I've noticed is that there's people out there, and I've worked with them in the past, or I'm working with them now. And a lot of people, including myself, it's so easy to just work on the project. It's so easy to say, "Oh, I'll just write that email campaign, or I'll work on that landing page. I'll do all this busy work." And then what ends up happening is the lead generation goes out the window, the sales calls go out the window, the leading people to action, the sorting, sifting, and qualifying your database goes out the window. And one of the things that I've been reminded as a coach who's been in sales for over 20 years and loves sales, I am weird. I'm going to be honest. Most of you who know me know that I love sales and I love lead generation and prospecting. And I recognize that for most people, it's not fun, it's not natural, it may not be a habit. And I will tell you that consistency, literally in lead generation specifically last year, saved my life and enhanced it, made it better. Awesome, Sean. I have to give a shout out. Minnesota's 82 degrees. I'll be there in June. So keep it warm for me. Hey, Adil in Pakistan. So ultimately, consistency isn't fun when it comes to lead generation for most of the people I talk to. Now, there's a few of you out there who are already, it's a natural, good at it. I was on an interview the other day, and true story, I was turning strangers into friends on literally the first or second day that I was born, because I was born in a mental institution hospital, and my mom couldn't take care of me, my dad couldn't take care of me, my siblings couldn't take care of me. So I went into a foster home, literally, the first few days of my life. Total stranger came and then took care of me for a few months. And then I sort of bounced around to other people's homes. It takes a village, right, to raise a child. And I was definitely that kid that was constantly having to make new friends through these processes. Thankfully, was safe, all is well. But it was still a natural thing for me then when I got into sales to be consistent, because at a young age, for better or for worse, and I say it was for the better, I naturally had to learn sales, which is essentially turning strangers into friends, finding a need and filling it, and not being afraid. Not saying that I didn't have fear of rejection, not saying that I didn't have abandonment issues, right? I think as salespeople, a lot of times our call reluctance, our inconsistency with business building techniques and strategies goes back to the first 20 years of our life, and also other experiences along the way: divorce, death, people coming in and out of our lives. There's a lot of grief and loss in sales, right? So part of what I teach and what I love and what I learned in 2020 or reconnected to was there's people that come into your life for a season, reason, or lifetime. In sales, you hope, you want to have a really good LTV, lifetime value, on that one prospect. There are people, and I don't do this yet, I might not, who analyze their Facebook ads and their conversions and their pay per click, and then the lifetime value of those leads and those customers. And the whole goal is, not to go a mile wide, but to go a mile deep if you can, by pouring deposits into your leads and your prospects. But guess what? You kind of got to have those leads and prospects, and daily. Sometimes people, if you have different days for different, some people have their planning days, strategy. I have homeschooling, I have all these things. So for me, it's easier for me as a, athlete, as someone who has helped thousands of people in both business and in health and fitness, and seeing that it's easier to do things consistently daily, at least Monday through Friday, in order to really get a solid habit. They say that it takes actually 66 days scientifically to be focusing on one or two things and really knock it out of the park. So case in point, last year, I really got consistent for 3 months straight on building my email list from 0 to 2,000. And then through that process, I was also giving value, doing a lot of marketing, both through email, Facebook, and LinkedIn. So ask yourself, have you been consistent in any one thing, maybe two, over 90 days or 66 days plus? And then the fruits came. It's just like my father being a farmer. He understood professionally his whole life. He was a farmer for 62 years and then some, actually. I think he probably started when he was 7 on his dad's farm. But as a farmer, he understood in the spring, we're tilling the soil, we're getting it ready, we're preparing it. The soil is so important. And I'm going to talk about how you can raise the bar on your soil here as we end the call. But then he had to remove the weeds. He had to maybe put some fertilizer, have faith and trust that the rain would come, the sunshine would come, and, knock on wood, no hail, no tornadoes. But guess what? Those would come. Jim Rohn would talk about sometimes the birds come and eat the seed, right? So there's all these things that farmers learned and what I grew up with also that taught me not only to turn strangers into friends, and trust and rapport are the foundation of business. But what's the best way to build trust and rapport? Even for the seeds, it's the follow-up. It's the consistency. It's showing people that you are to be trusted. If it takes anywhere from 5 to 12 touches to close a sale, and you give up on the second or third follow-up, are you really trustworthy? Are you someone that I want to do business with? And that is the question of the day. Ask yourself that. How many times did you have to follow up with your now spouse or partner? Right? Trust takes time. And it doesn't have to take a lot of time. It just takes consistency and consistent effort over even a short and compressed time frame. What I teach is ideally 4 to 8 weeks It's the speed of trust. You decide that speed, and no matter how fast or slow it actually truly, it's just about consistency. And I called the title of this Consistency Ain't Sexy, but it certainly raises the bar on your business. And guess what? By raising that bar and all of the things that I'm about to go over with you, it also raises your income. And thank you, Med, from Morocco, reminding us that yes, consistency is powerful. So I want to remind you, this is my technique that I use to this day. And this is the way that I want to encourage you to be consistent. So I'm going to share with you my acronym. Write this down if you have a piece of paper in front of you. Write this down, BAR. And actually, I would write it down vertical, not horizontal. B at the top, A, and then R. So B as in boy, A, and then R. So to really help you understand, and maybe you can write the word consistency, and after I'm done with this call, ask yourself, look at your schedule, look at your calendar. Am I consistent? Am I consistent? And if you're not, really take this acronym into your daily consideration. Again, I said daily. If you want to spread it out over a week and you have like certain time blocks, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or whatever is your thing, as long as you're getting results. And for me, results is impact and number of customers I'm serving, which means sales means income. I didn't go from $0 a month to multiple 5 figures a month without being consistent. Even when there was times I was really clueless and terrified of what the heck I was doing in this new normal. You can ask my coach about that. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And there's, for those who are watching this on YouTube, or, you don't have to see the visual if you're listening to this later in iTunes. But here is my acronym for raising the bar. And you can actually already see. No, I stopped sharing that. Okay, that's perfect. Good. So you can't cheat. You can't work ahead. So in raising the bar, before your lead generation time, again, daily or weekly, although I would actually still do this exercise daily, first thing upon waking, and maybe the last thing you do before you go to bed. This is going to help you show up for lead generation. It's going to help you be consistent. That's my goal here, because that's truly the biggest challenge I see for most people who don't have consistent income and who aren't hitting their income goals because they don't have enough leads converting to sales. So remember that. So B stands for belief. However you raise your belief every morning, every night, you meditate, read some really good stuff. This morning I went for a run and I listened to a podcast that was super inspiring. Super inspiring. Then, you just get into that rhythm. Begin your day and end your day with that. Look at your vision, visualize, whatever is your thing, even if it's 5 minutes. Even if it's 5 minutes, start there. It's like when I did train people on exercise and now I train people in lead generation. Maybe if you're not used to 60 minutes of lead generation, start at 5. How many people can you call in 5 minutes? Keep it simple, start small. Then, of course, you've got the action. The A stands for action. Building your belief actually isn't just about thinking about it or reading a book. There's a lot of people out there who are addicted to self-help and webinars and education and not taking action. Action builds belief. Belief builds action. They go hand in glove. Taking action, not being attached to the outcome. That's a whole nother podcast episode. But take action after you build your belief. I coach people, do your miracle morning, whatever your morning mantra, your morning routine, and then dive right into lead generation. Get it over with. It's close, however you can do that. even if your lead generation is later in the day, play some rocky music, jump up and down, look in the mirror and say, gosh darn it, I love you, or gosh darn it, people like me, whatever is your routine. Then go into action lead generation mode. Then it's over. And again, maybe book a shorter period of time. And then, of course, study your result. Study your result. What result did you get? Write it down. Are you using my lead tracking sheet? Are you using my daily compass? I'll put that in the show notes if you've never heard of that before, but I have a daily compass document and a lead prospecting sheet that is pen to paper, not electronic. And you're able to track the result. You can't know your numbers and grow your numbers until you track them. And then the next day you go back and do it again. Build the belief, take action, track the result. Next day, build the belief, take action, track the result. And ultimately, every day you're going to get better. Every day may not be perfect, progress over perfection, but it's really about a conscious checkup from the neck up, as Zig Ziglar would say, to consciously be consistent. Consciously be consistent. So I want you, oh, sorry, Wilma, are you guys having that too? I apologize. My words sometimes go out and come back in quickly. Maybe it's because I'm moving too much. Let me know if that happens, because sometimes that does happen with these headphones. So I apologize for that. That would help me be better on these recordings if you guys can let me know if you had the same thing happen to you. But ultimately, that's it, guys. It's nothing super exciting. I always like to keep these episodes shorter. Just remember, every day, to the best of your ability, raise the bar. Also want to remind you of the Daily Compass and Guide. Those are the documents that I was mentioning. Thank you, Adil. Okay, cool. I might have to re-record this. We'll see how the final copy turns out. But the dailycompassandguide.com is my accountability tool that I created for you guys to have success. To have success in your consistency. And then last but not least, if you want to pour rocket fuel on this concept, on this Wednesday, May 19th, I have a masterclass. It's a 2-hour, never before done this way class for free. So if you really, really want to gain more value, if you really, really want to take action on this in a bigger way, please sign up at loiscofi.com/listbuildtofreedom.com. It's this Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And if you saw value, as always, please hit the share button. I will go back and re-listen to it. If my audio is in and out, I might re-record this, but the show must go on, right? Progress over perfection. And if you also see value in this, please invite other people to my Healthy and Wealthy and Wise community. I would love to see this community grow and all the positivity, the like-minded, conscious movers and shakers who are all looking to grow in their health and their wealth and their wisdom. Look forward to seeing you back here for another live show on Friday, May 21st. Until then, here's to your best health, your best wealth, and your best wisdom. And of course, looking forward to seeing you guys in class on Wednesday, May 19th. Have a great day.